Hello, good evening. This is B.N. Sureka, Assistant Professor of Commerce, working at Government Degree College, Sellingampalli, Rangareddy District, Telangana. So today we'll be dealing with the subject Business Law, which is useful for your become general as well as for computer applications for 5th semester, final year. So as usual, we'll be dealing with the Unit 3, a contract of sale of goods. Okay. And the objectives of today of my study is briefly explains the subject matter of the contract. So I'm going to explain you clearly what does the subject matter exist in the contract. So now let's go into the topic. So subject matter of the contract means section 6 provides that goods form the subject matter of the contract of sale. Goods means every kind of immovable property other than actual claims and money. So goods means we know very well that what of the contract of sale is there, what of the contract we make that deals with the goods, means selling of the goods, purchasing of the goods, let it be sell or purchase, but we deal with the goods which are immovable, means they should be immovable, they should not be movable, it should be immovable. Okay. And property other than actionable claims means promissory notes, your money, like that. It shouldn't be actionable claims, so it should be immovable goods as well as it should not be actionable claims. Example, promissory note, money, like that. They, even though they are immovable, but they are actionable claims. Okay, so they doesn't come part of the subject matter of the contract. So actionable claims and money include stock, shares, growing crops, grass, which forms a part of the land which are agreed to be served before the sale or under the contract of the sale. So growing crops which forms a part of the land, what of the grass which forms a part of the land, even that also becomes a contract which are being agreed to be served before the sale or under the contract of sale. Before the sale means, what do you mean? Now I cultivate paddy and I take a contract of cultivating 100 bags of paddy. So what happens means, the wholesaler will come and tell me that you just supply me 100 bags of paddy, then I need to cultivate. I may cultivate to get 100 bags of paddy in 5 acres or 10 acres, let it be anything, but I cultivate and I try to give 100 bags of paddy to the wholesaler or whoever the person or the rice merchant, whoever approaches me. Okay, so we can say the subject matter can be whatever you agree in the contract, whatever you agreed to supply the goods in the contract, it may be served before the sale or under the contract of sale, let it be anything. Okay, you are being serving before the sale means now I supply paddy, the merchant sells to some other else, so before the sale, so that becomes the contract of sale. So anything can be done. Now contract of sale means the subject matter, what you are telling, what you like to handle and how you are like to handle, and how the good is immovable or not, that you have to take into account, and what are that particular goods. So since we are moving the subject matter of the contract, I can say that we are dealing only with the goods that are immovable. So goods which form part of the subject matter of the contract of sale may be divided into 3 types. So goods are being divided into existing goods, future goods and contingent goods. So goods are divided into existing goods, future goods and contingent goods. So subject matter of the content. Now existing goods means what? Goods owned and possessed by the seller at the time of making of contract. Goods owned, possessed by the seller. You are owning the goods and been possessed by the seller at the time of making the contract of sale or called existing goods. So here what is happening, ma? You are making it. So existing goods. So goods owned and possessed by the seller. Now the goods are owned by me and I have the goods with me. Extremely sorry for some technical error. Goods owned and possessed by the seller means I have the goods and I own them and I possess them, means I am having at the time of making the contract, or called existing goods. Sometimes the seller may be in possession but may not be the owner of the goods. But after some time, what happens? I may have the possession, means I am having the good, but I am not the owner. So we can say that a contract cannot be made at all. So what do you mean by existing good? Now take for example. Now I had 10 kgs of tomatoes. Not even 10 kg. I had 50 kgs of tomatoes. Okay. Now I agreed to supply 30 kgs of tomatoes to some person. Okay. So I made a contract. So when I was making the contract, the goods were owned by me. The 50 kgs of tomatoes were owned by me. And 50 kgs of tomatoes were with me. Means they were in my possession, right? So when I was making the contract, everything was good and fine. The goods were with me and I was the owner of the tomatoes. But what happens after that? But when the contract was signed and I promised him to supply the goods tomorrow, so I came to realize that some 10 kgs of tomatoes have been spoiled or bitten by rats. Something. They were totally spoiled. Now can I say that? Can I sign the contract of supplying 30 kgs of tomatoes? No. So this happens. Existing goods means that. Existing goods means the goods should be owned by you, possessed by you at the time of making the contract. So what are the goods are there with you, owned by you and possessed by you at the time of making the contract? That type of goods are called existing goods. That type of goods are called existing goods. So the goods can be, means these existing goods can be further divided as specific goods, ascertained goods, uncertain goods. Okay. So I think now you got what do you mean by existing goods. Once again I repeat the point. Existing goods means goods which are there with you at the time of making the contract. At the same time you are owner of that particular good. At the time of making the contract, whatever goods you want to supply to a person, that goods should be with you. That goods should be with you. At the same time, you should be the owner of the goods. Okay. So I said that existing goods are being divided into specific goods, ascertained goods, and unascertained goods. So 3 types. So now let's look in what do you mean by specific goods. Specific goods are those goods which are identified and agreed upon the time of contract of sale is made. So specific goods means what is happening now? Specific goods means you are specifically selecting one. Now take for example, some occasion is going at your home. Some occasion, good occasion, happy occasion is going at your home. And you would like to serve in lunch mutton. Okay, you would like to serve mutton in the function. So obviously you will go to Mela, means where the goods are being sold out. You just go there and you from 100 or 50 whatever the goats are being presented there, you try to select from it, right? You try to select. Now 100 or else 50 goats are there, but you go for some specifically selected goats. You select by yourself, by your heart. So from that 50 you select some 2-3 pieces. So that selection of one particular good is nothing but specific good. Clear? The selection from 50 you are selecting one single piece, from 50 you are selecting 2 single piece. So that is nothing but what do you mean? So that is nothing but you are selecting 2 single pieces, means that whatever you are selecting from a group of goods, that is nothing but you call specific goods. Means you are selecting there. Now you go to a Kirana shop and you want Maggi. You won't select there, and you very well know that what are the Maggi 10 rupees Maggi packets are being placed in the shelf. You know very well that everything is same. So you won't select. You don't take the opportunity of selecting that I want the 3rd piece, I want the 4th piece. No, you won't do that. Why? Because there you doesn't require specific selection at all. Why? Because you know very well that 10 rupees packet means everything will be same. Now go for 60 rupees packet, everything will be same. So you don't go for a specific selection of a particular good. But when I said that you want to go for a function, you are undertaking a function, you are doing a function at your home and you would like to serve some mutton, then when you go to the mela of the goods, then you try to select whichever is suitable for your function. So the goat may be of 10 kgs, the goat may be 20 kgs, the goat may be of 15 kgs also. So you try to select according to your function. So when you want to purchase the particular goat also, the seller who sells that goats, he will ask you, so for what functions are. So you will tell the strength that 100 people are going to come, 500 people are going to come. Then he will estimate how much mutton you require there. And according to that, you try to select which goat is good for you. So when you select from a group of goats, same goats, but try you select. Why? Because there are some differences between all goats which are of same category. So whatever the way you select is nothing but specific goods. Okay. Ascertained goods means specific goods are identified at the time of contract of sale. Ascertained goods are identified at the time of contract of sale, where ascertained goods are identified after the contract of sale as per the terms decided. So specific good, I said specifically you select, everything is same, but you select one or two. Okay. When you come to ascertain, now you want some 30 chairs. You want some 30 chairs. Okay. And you enter a plastic shop where wholesale chairs are being sold out. So 100, 200 chairs will be there. You try to select some 15 chairs this type, 15 chairs that type. Why you are selecting? All are chairs only. All are used for sitting only. All are same also. Same company also. Same color also. But still you see up and down. You try to select from that also. Everything is same. But still you would like to specifically select some 25 chairs. You see and you feel satisfied that these chairs are well, good and fine. So the selection how you make from the group some 25 to 30 or from 100 you are taking a 50. So that kind of selection is nothing but ascertained goods. Means you are identifying, specific goods are identified at the time of contract of sale itself only. Specifically, so 100 chairs are there, you are selecting some 25 specific chairs. So at the time of contract of sale itself, you are ascertaining these goods you need, you are identifying the goods. Okay. Whereas the ascertained goods are identified after this contract of sale as per the terms decided. So specific goods means before the contract is made, you are selecting this you want. But what about ascertain goods? You make the contract. You make the contract and you ask him to supply 30 chairs. He said, okay sir, 30 chairs will be supplied. But while supplying, you go and select 25 chairs. Okay. Means you won't specifically say that I need this chair, I need this chair. No, you won't say anything. You will say only 30 chairs I need. So contract is made between you and that fellow. But when you reach the shop, you again start selecting 25 chairs. Though they are same, completely same, but still you select. So that type of goods are nothing but ascertained goods. Now let's come back to ascertained goods only. It is important to note here that goods are almost of exactly the same type and quality, and the buyer is to select, keeping in mind the defective pieces only. So what is happening here? Now I said everything will be same. The goods will be exactly the same quality, but buyer still select keeping in mind the defective pieces. So he checks out each and every item and sees that there are no defective pieces existing. There are no defective pieces existing. Next, uncertain goods. When the goods are not separately identified or ascertained, when the goods are not separately identified or ascertained at the time, are called as uncertain. When the buyer does not select the goods for him from a lot of goods, but are identified or indicated only by description. So unascertained means what is happening here? You are not selecting any good. You want 25 chairs? Just to tell them you won't even select, that fellow packs 25 chairs and he will send to you. Or else, what are the 25 chairs you have selected, you keep aside. Remaining 75 chairs are there, na? They are called unascertained. Means you are not selecting, you are just telling how much you need and they will just send. They send randomly whatever you need. That's it. No selection is made at all. When no selection is made, that is nothing but ascertained goods. Okay. When no selection is made, that is nothing but your ascertained goods. The reason for same is that ownership of goods cannot be transferred before the goods comes into existence. You know very well that ownership of the goods cannot be transferred unless and until the goods comes into existence. So the goods, unless until they are being produced, the ownership cannot be transferred from you to me. Okay. Now you ask for rice. I go and ask a cultivator to supply me 50 bags of rice. Then I can't become the owner of that particular 50 bags of rice unless and until they are being produced and they are being produced and they are being packed in the gunny bags. So that's the way that good cannot be transferred before the goods comes into existence. They cannot be transferred at all. The ownership cannot be transferred unless and until the goods comes into existence. So I think I'm clear with the example. Now again I repeat, the reason for the same is that ownership of goods cannot be transferred. Ownership of the goods cannot be transferred unless until the goods comes into existence. So unless until goods comes into existence means what, ma? I want 100. I want 50 bags of rice means I go and visit a farmer and I ask him to supply me 50 bags of rice. So obviously what he has to do, he has to cultivate paddy. He has to he has to see that the husk is being removed, and after that rice is being packed in gunny bags of 50 bags. Okay. When it is being packed, then he will inform me, sir, 50 bags of rice has been packed, please come and take. So when I take that, I become the owner unless and until the farmer will be the owner of all the bags, whatever bags are being packed. Thus, a contract for sale of future goods is always an agreement to sell. So we can say for future goods, always there is an agreement to sell. Now contingent goods. Missed something. Okay, so is always agreement to sell. Contingent goods means these are a type of goods, the acquisition of which by seller depends upon contingency which may not happen. A seller may contract to sell the goods conditionally on the acquisition goods which might be expected to come into existence. So what is happening with the contingent goods, ma? A seller may contract to sell the goods conditionally on the acquisition, that is goods which might be expected to come in existence. You want to sell the goods which are not at all there in existence, but you are expecting that the goods are going to come into existence. The goods are going to come into existence. So we can say the goods to arrive, future goods are the X. Okay. So these are nothing but contingent goods. So what are future goods? Future goods means, it means goods to be manufactured or produced or acquired by the seller after making the contract of sale. Future goods means the goods are not at all there. The goods are no way existing. But since you have made a contract, you are going to produce them. You are going to manufacture them, or you are going to acquire them by making a contract of sale. You make contract of sale. After making contract of sale, you are going to produce it. You are going to manufacture it. Okay. Now I want some 100 tube lights. I go and order in the company. I need 100 tube lights. So after receiving my contract, he is going to manufacture 100 tube lights. So that is nothing but future goods. The goods are no way existing, but after signing the contract, they come into existence. I mean, they manufacture, they acquire, they produce. So all this process are being done. So when they are being done, they are being done after signing the contract of sale, not before. Means I mean that tubelets are not manufactured before, and after manufacturing he won't keep like this and he won't ask the wholesalers to come and purchase it. No, it's not done like that. When I go and approach a company fellow that I need 100 tubelets, so when he said, okay sir, we are going to produce it, so I will give a specific time, I need within 10 days. Then I will sign a contract that 100 tubelets to be supplied. After signing my contract, then you will start producing 100 tubelets. So that is with regard to your future goods. As rule, any person may sell or offer for sale at any price of goods which he sells is not the owner, but which he expects to acquire. So we know very well that the goods are no way existing, but after signing the contract, you are going to manufacture it. So goods are no way existing, but you are going to you are offering a sale for that for that type of goods, and you are also fixing a price which the goods no way existing at all. The goods are no way existing for future goods. The goods are no way existing, but still you make a contract that you are going to produce it, and you just make other person to feel that you are the owner of that particular good, even though the goods are not being produced at all. You have not produced the goods, but still you feel that you are the owner, and you make the other person agree that you are the owner of that particular goods, though goods are not being produced. But you hopes that after receiving the contract, you try to manufacture it. Okay. And after manufacturing it, you try to give to other person who has signed a contract to you. So we can say, however, be noted that whereby the contract, the seller purpose to effect the present sale of future goods, the contract operates as an agreement to sell. So we can say that the purchaser, the seller tries to take the contract and try to produce them. It is a seller's purpose. In the same way, the contract, the person who want to purchase also goes for agreement to sell. Okay, means you want to purchase, so you go for a contract. That fellow want to sell, so he makes a contract agreement to sell. Since he approached me, so I am going to produce this many items. I am going to I made an agreement to sell only him. So that's a specific person whom I have signed. I am going to sell to that particular person only. So these are regards with your future goods, contingent goods, okay, ascertained goods, unascertained goods, uncertain goods. Okay, so we have clearly explained what are the different types of goods, means the subject matter. What does the subject matter include? So I said what are the subject matter of the contract is that should be that should deal with the goods, and that goods should be immovable, not your shares, not your money, like that. It should be of immovable, I can say, property. Next, what I said, existing, the goods are being divided into existing goods. Again, the existing goods are being divided into a specific, ascertained and unascertained. So specific mean I said whatever you're just selecting the specific, and ascertained goods also I said the specific goods comes under an ascertained. Why? Because when the group of 100 chairs or 100 benches are being kept, you try to select some, you need only 50 chairs, then you try to select only 50, and that 50 also you try to select, you will be very selective, you will be checking each and everything, up and down sides, you check everything, so no damage piece there with you, and you try to select and you take that. So that is nothing but ascertained. When you won't select any specifically any particular goods from the group of goods, then it is nothing but unascertained goods. So you just go, now take for example, you take a kg of tomato. When you take kg of tomato, you try to choose the tomatoes. Okay, the choosing is nothing but ascertained, but you won't choose anything, and you ask that fellow, try to give me some 1 kg of tomato. That fellow only just put in I can say put in a plate, and he takes some 1 kg of tomatoes without selecting. So that is nothing but unascertained. Okay, and I also explained about what you mean by future goods, what are the contingent goods. Okay, hopefully I think you are very clear with the type of goods, and thanks for sparing your time. Thank you.